to just jump on and just make a really quick video about some mistakes that I've been making. And it's I debated whether or not to put something up like this, but I think that sometimes it's good just to admit our vulnerabilities and just be human and yeah, just talk it out. And I think maybe some of you can learn from my mistake. And it relates to Tazzie and how I work with Tazzie. I, like a lot of people, you know, sometimes I struggle with a little bit of imposter syndrome and do I really know what I'm doing? But by and large, when I'm working with clients' horses, I kind of do feel like I know what I'm doing, and I do feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. Because I can see the results in the client's horses when I work with them. I can see what happens. I can see the difference in the horse when I take over compared to when the client's working with the horse. So I do get a bit of validation that way that, you know, I've got something to offer. But when I work with my own horse, I sometimes don't feel that way. You know, I sometimes do. Sometimes I think that I've made a nice change in my horse and he's doing well. But sometimes I really don't. Sometimes I feel like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And he's not an easy horse. There's a lot of pushback in him, and he can be very reactive and very animated. And he's not for a novice. And in the wrong hands, I think he could actually be a little bit dangerous and he could hurt somebody. Not because he's nasty, but because of how reactive he is and because he can push back against pressure, and he can do that sometimes in some extreme ways. But that's not really why I jumped on here to talk to you guys. So as you all know, Tazzie's had some time off because he's had a series of surgeries. I do have a YouTube video that's coming out about that soon. It's just a bit of a mammoth one to edit, so it's coming, it's on the way. So he's just come back in. It's been about coming on 6 weeks now since the surgery, and I've been told that it's okay for me to start doing a few little bits and pieces. And the other day I brought him in for his first proper session, and it was really windy, and I probably should have used better judgment and not used that as his first day back in, and it did not go well. He was really reactive, he was spooky, he was jumping all over the place, and I was really trying hard to help him. I was trying to get him with me. I was trying to let him know that he could just be grounded and it would be okay. But the way he responded wasn't how I was expecting him to respond, and I actually felt myself feeling a little bit frustrated, which doesn't happen very often. I'm usually pretty good at keeping emotions out of it and making it really horse focused, but you know, the other day, yeah, God, I wasn't in a good state. I was feeling really down about it and really annoyed at myself and a little bit annoyed at Taz. I was like, why can't you just settle? Why can't you just, you know, this isn't hard what I'm asking you to do. Mostly annoyed at myself, but a little bit annoyed at him. They're just swapping feeds back here. So Tazzie's off to go get the high fat food and Nikki's getting the low cal thing, which isn't really what they need, but they'll be right. Yeah, so that first session back, it wasn't a good one, but I reflected really hard on it and came back a few days later for the next session with a really different mindset. And I decided to treat him as if he was a client's horse, or as if he was a horse that I didn't know, a new horse, and just work the horse that I had in front of me. I think the trap that I fall into with Taz sometimes, because he is my horse and because there's pressure on me to have him going really nicely so that it looks nice for the business. And because I want to hurry up and ride, and I've got an idea of some things that I want to be doing with him. And I am the first person to preach about dropping agendas and working with the horse that you've got in front of you and helping them with what they need on the day. But, you know, I still, you know, have goals and dreams, and I have a beautiful horse that I've been waiting a long time to ride, and I think sometimes that does get the better of me. And that's where I've been going wrong with him. I just got to drop it. All that stuff's just got to get kicked to the curb. So that next session, like I said, just treated him like he was a brand new horse, and I just approached him with a much more curious and open mindset and dropped all expectations. I'm not saying that that fixed everything, it didn't, but when I was focused more on the horse in front of me and really laser focused on, have I actually made a change in him, or is he just moving his feet in a way that approximates what I think I'm going for, and then I move on to the next thing. Clearly that doesn't help anybody. So I really try. Can you not squish me? Excuse me while I don't get killed. And that's one of the first things that I'll always be gently reminding my clients about is, did I get a change in the horse's thoughts and in their mind and in their mindset rather than just in their feet? And I'm the one that needed the reminder there with my own horse, because that's what's so important. Horses are really good at complying. They're really good at submitting and getting away from, well, they're good at taking the path of least resistance. And what we as humans are really good at is getting them to do that, and we're less good at actually having the horse be mentally present and a willing part of the process. And that's always what I'm trying to do, and it's not always a success. It's hard, but it's always the aim, and you've really got to be looking for that when you're working with horses. And so I have to make sure that I don't fall into that trap with Taz. Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between the two, but there are ways of checking it, and I can go into that in another video. But yeah, so that's the first error that I made, that I'm constantly telling my clients, you know, we need to be checking, have we made a change in thoughts, or have we made a change in feet, which isn't good enough. But the other thing that is the grievous error that I made is that I had expectations. My horse was in trouble and I pressed button A, B, C and had expectations that the horse should just come good, and that's not good enough on my behalf. I didn't help my horse that way, and I didn't have a horse first focus in that moment. What are you doing, devil? I don't trust you. So it's a bit of a reality check that's helped me, and I hope maybe some of these thoughts will help you in the way that you're approaching things with your horse. I will try and get some video footage of Taz, because I did promise that a while back, and then all of the nasty injury things happened. So I will try and get that done. I'm not promising anything anytime soon, and I want to get him going a little bit before I put anything up online, because I'm happy to share some of the rougher moments, but I want there to be a little bit of progress to share with you as well, because as we know, the internet's not always a kind place. And so yeah, if I'm going to show the bad bits, and I'm happy to, then I want you guys to also be able to see that I'm able to get him to a better place, which I am. So stay tuned and have fun with your horses and have fun with the learning process, and I'll see you again soon.